What's good, y'all? A few nights ago, Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks put up a career-high 28 points against the OKC Thunder in a win for the Hawks. He just came back from injury pretty recently, so it was nice to see him back on the court. And after that game, it kind of got me thinking, Jalen Johnson doesn't really get a lot of credit for, the type of player that he is and the amazing season he's having right now. And then that got me thinking, what other players are out there that aren't really getting enough credit for the great seasons that they're having? So in this video, I decided to grab a few players that I didn't think were getting talked about enough, and I'm gonna give them their flowers. Before we get into it, I do want to remind you guys to leave a like on this video and to subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. I'm gonna be dropping a whole bunch of NBA content all season, so make sure you do not miss out. The first guy I want to talk about is, of course, the guy that inspired this video, Jalen Johnson. He is having a career season for Atlanta, averaging 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists on great efficiency and just as great defense. This offseason, the Hawks finally decided to move on from John Collins after having him on the trade block for what seems like 4 years at this point, and that left a huge hole at the power forward position in Atlanta, and Jalen Johnson saw the opportunity and ran with it. One of the things that makes Jalen such a perfect fit in Atlanta is his combination of size and athleticism that allows him to kind of be a tweener between a wing and then also a forward. You really get to see that combo on the defensive end with Jalen. He's got the, the range and the ability to guard the perimeter against these wings, but also the size to really bolster up and guard some bigger forwards as well. And that versatility and just all-around defensive talent is super important, especially in an Atlanta Hawks team that really struggles on the defensive end. The defense doesn't only help the Hawks as a team, though. It also helps Jalen individually because it allows him to get to his greatest skill, and that is getting out in transition. He's got amazing speed for his size, which gives him the ability to just get out ahead of all the defenders and just break away. And then also you combine that with the fact that he could put damn near anyone on the poster in the league. Yeah, he's going to be one of the best transition players. He's actually 8th across the entire league in transition field goal percentage at just above 64%. But in my opinion, the most impressive thing that we've seen from Jalen Johnson this season is his shooting jump. He's still shooting a relatively low volume, but it's still an incredible efficiency. And then when you compare his numbers from last season to this season, the jump is just amazing. He went from being a complete non-threat shooter to a legitimate shooter where people are going to have to close out. And that not only opens up the team offense more because, obviously more spacing equals better offense in today's NBA, but also it opens up his individual offense because now defenders are having to close out on him, and he is fantastic at driving of those closeouts and just getting to the rim. We've already talked about how he could put anyone on the poster. It does suck that he missed a decent chunk of the season with his wrist injury, but now that he's back, he looks like he is better than ever. The next guy I wanted to talk about is Dante Exum of the Dallas Mavericks. He also is having a career season, averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, while shooting the ball incredibly well. I just want to point out, the last time that Dante Exum played more than half of an NBA season was back in 2018-2019. Since then, he's played in Spain, he's played in Serbia, and now he's back in the NBA starting on a playoff team. The biggest thing that stands out for me with Dante is his scoring efficiency. He is shooting the ball incredibly well, not only just from 3, but just from the field as well. And I know it is on a low volume, but Dante Exum in his entire career has never been a good 3-point shooter, never shot a bunch of them, never made a bunch of them, nothing. So the fact that he's able to really, you could tell he's worked on his catch and shoot threes and being able to knock these down, space the floor for Luka Doncic. You can never get enough spacing around Luka, so it's really great that he's able to do this and kind of extend his playing career. The Mavericks have also used him as a secondary ball handler at times, and he's been able to kind of shoulder that load and really do a decent job at it. He's able to create his own shot most of the time. That is getting to the rim, and he's been able to do that at a very high level, both getting to the rim and then also finishing once he gets there. He's been doing great at that. And he's doing all this while being an above average defender. He has good size at 6'5" at that guard position. When you're playing alongside Luka Doncic at the point guard who's 6'7", you don't really have to worry too much about, size at the guard position. But if the Mavericks want to go like super big, they can go Luka and Dante and just have a whole bunch of size all over the court. And at the end of the day, who just doesn't love a good comeback story? After all the injuries and all the struggles that Dante has gone through, it's just great to see that he's finally found his footing back in the NBA. Next up, I want to highlight rookie Bilal Coulibaly out there in Washington. He's averaging 8.5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists while playing lockdown defense. Coming into the draft and then even after the draft, the kind of overall idea about Bilal Coulibaly was the fact that he was a great defender, a great athlete, but also he was very raw and was going to be a project player. You know, he's only 19 years old. It was going to take some time for him to come, you know, be accustomed to this NBA game. You know, he would be down the road, really nice. Right now, though, probably not anything crazy. That kind of got me prepared for the absolute worst. The fact, you know, I was thinking this guy was not going to be able to make a shot at all. He was going to be Andre Roberson 2.0 or something like that. So the fact that he came in and his offense is actually pretty decent, you know, it was a big surprise. He's shooting the ball very efficiently, especially for a rookie. 49% from the field and 40% from three is fantastic numbers, especially for someone who's not supposed to be, you know, good on offense. Being able to knock down a catch-and-shoot three is an absolute must in today's NBA, especially when you're considered more of just like the defender and, you know, you can't really create your own offense like that. You need to be able to knock down a catch-and-shoot three. And Bilal seems to have known that coming into this draft because he has been working on his shot and has been able to knock it down, especially from the corner. He is an absolute marksman from the corner, almost 50% from there. He also is a very good finisher. That kind of comes along with the, you know, elite athleticism that he holds. He is a great dunker, great finisher in total. You know, he can get to the basket and just finish over people. And I do want to give him credit because even though he is just a rookie, I'm sure it is very difficult to night in and night out show a lot of heart and hustle on a team that is 6-27. But that's exactly what he does every single night. He hounds on defense. He is fantastic at guarding guards and, you know, smaller wings he can even do at 6'6". He's got, you know, pretty good size. He forces turnovers. He's just an absolute menace on there, blocking shots, getting steals. At minimum, I think Bilal Coulibaly will be a high-level role player for championship-level teams. And at, you know, his peak, he could be a two-way star. And last but not least, you guys know I had to bring a homer out here. Donte DiVincenzo for the New York Knicks has been having an incredible season shooting the three ball. When the Knicks signed Donte, I was super excited because not only were they bringing the Nova boys together, but also I just thought he was going to fit into the team amazing. And we also got him on a really cheap deal. He's only making about $11 million a year for us right now for the next 4 years. And even with all my excitement, I did not think that he was going to be this good. He's shooting the ball at an insane rate. His 44% puts him 10th in the entire league. But out of everyone in the top 10 above him, he's shooting more attempts than every single one of them except for Malik Beasley of the Bucks. Shout out to Malik Beasley as well. He is the Knicks' best volume shooter, and his shooting is so important because it allows Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle to operate in the paint. If teams collapse down, they can kick it out. Donte, that catch and shoot, is butter a lot of the time. And there are some shooters in the league where, you know, they're hot from one spot, or maybe like they're only good from the corners, but on the wings they're not really that good. Donte DiVincenzo, no, he could shoot every three-point shot that there is. In the corners, on the wings, top of the key, catch and shoot, coming off a screen, even, you know, those little one dribble reposition yourselves after a pump fake. He can shoot them all. You can call me biased, but I think that he definitely deserves a spot in the three-point shootout this year. Let me know down in the comments who you think is having a very underrated season. I'm sure there are plenty of guys that I missed in this video, so make sure you leave them down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there's links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.